In this video, I'll summarize the plot of The Fault in Our Stars in about 4 minutes and give you an analysis of the story. Okay, let's get started with the introduction. Hazel Grace Lancaster, a 16-year-old girl with thyroid cancer that has spread to her lungs, lives a quiet life, spending most of her time reading and attending a cancer support group at her mother's insistence. Though she has survived longer than expected, thanks to an experimental drug, she views her life as temporary and fragile. She rereads her favourite book, An Imperial Affliction, over and over, fascinated by its abrupt ending, which leaves the fate of the characters unknown. One day at support group, Hazel meets Augustus Waters, a charismatic and confident boy who lost a leg to osteosarcoma but is now cancer-free. Augustus is immediately drawn to Hazel, and their friendship begins with a shared love for literature and deep conversations about life, death, and meaning. Hazel and Augustus grow closer, bonding over an imperial affliction and their frustration with its unresolved ending. Augustus reads the book and becomes just as invested as Hazel. He uses his wish from the Genie Foundation, a fictional version of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, to take Hazel to Amsterdam so they can meet the book's reclusive author, Peter van Houten, and demand answers about the novel's conclusion. Before the trip, Hazel experiences a medical scare when her lungs fill with fluid, landing her in the ICU. Though she recovers, she worries about how her illness affects those around her, particularly Augustus. She considers herself a grenade, fearing that her inevitable death will only bring pain to those who love her. Augustus, however, refuses to let her push him away, insisting that their time together is worth the risk of heartbreak. Hazel and Augustus travel to Amsterdam, full of hope for their meeting with Peter van Houten. However, when they arrive, they find that Van Houten is a bitter alcoholic who refuses to answer their questions and insults them instead. His assistant, Lidwai, is horrified by his behaviour and takes them to the Anne Frank house, where Hazel and Augustus share their first kiss. Despite the disappointment of their meeting with Van Houten, the trip strengthens Hazel and Augustus's love for each other. Augustus then reveals devastating news. His cancer has returned, and it is terminal. Hazel is heartbroken, realising that she is not the grenade in their relationship. Augustus is. Back home, Augustus's health deteriorates rapidly. He becomes weaker, losing his ability to walk on his own and requiring constant care. Despite this, he remains determined to leave a mark on the world. He asks Hazel and their friend Isaac to write eulogies for him before he dies, wanting to hear what they would say at his funeral. Hazel tells him she doesn't need an elaborate metaphor to express her love. She simply loves him now, in the present, without conditions. Augustus dies a few days later, leaving Hazel devastated. At his funeral, Hazel is surprised to see Peter van Houten, who reveals that his own daughter died of cancer, explaining his bitterness. Though he tries to offer words of comfort, Hazel rejects him, refusing to let his cynicism overshadow her love for Augustus. After Augustus's death, Hazel learns that he had written something for her, his own eulogy. In a letter to Van Houten, Augustus expresses his belief that people don't get to choose if they get hurt in this world, but they do get to choose who hurts them. He tells Hazel he is happy with his choice, and he hopes she is happy with hers. Reading his final words, Hazel realises that love and loss are inseparable. Though Augustus is gone, their love was real and meaningful. The novel ends with Hazel looking up at the stars, whispering, "Okay," echoing the phrase they often shared, an affirmation of acceptance, love, and moving forward. One of the key themes in The Fault in Our Stars is the search for meaning in the face of mortality. Hazel and Augustus struggle with the idea of leaving a lasting impact. Augustus fears being forgotten, while Hazel believes that small acts of love and kindness are enough. In the end, the novel suggests that meaning is not found in fame or grand achievements, but in the connections we make and the love we share. The novel explores the idea that love is always accompanied by pain, but that doesn't make it any less valuable. Hazel initially tries to avoid relationships to protect others from the pain of losing her, but Augustus teaches her that love is worth the risk. Their relationship proves that even short-lived love can be profound, and that pain is a necessary part of truly living.